Good Thursday morning, I think. Oh my goodness. It is, it's wild. It's been a wild morning. I am going to run some errands and go pick Riggs up. Ash didn't have to be into work until later, so she got to take him to school. And well, hey, I'm Suzanne Light. In case you didn't know. And if you are watching me on a regular basis and you are not subscribed, please subscribe. It helps me. If you like my videos, it helps me. I've put out a lot of content the last week or so from our trip. I'm going to be doing more teaching lessons. I'm going to be doing more Christmas stuff. I will be doing Vlogmas for the month of December. So subscribe. I never say that. I really don't like to say it. But when I looked the other day, 63% of the people who have watched me in the last 28 days is not subscribed. Now, some of those are people just coming over to see last year's Christmas home tour. But if you want to see all my good home tours, subscribe. Oh, anyway, I've just been praying for increase from the Lord for my channel. And there again, it's just increase for the good of the Lord, for the workings of the Lord, whatever. Okay, I got a lot to say, and I'm a little overwhelmed this morning. I got on some face makeup, didn't put on any eye makeup, didn't feel like it. Eye makeup is not my favorite thing. It makes me look a lot better. It makes me look like I've actually got some eyes defined. But hey, let's just be real. I'm in my 60s and I don't have to look glamorous every day like younger women do. Which, let me just get this off my chest to begin with. This will be a little funny before we get into the serious. My nose is running and it's itching and I'm twitching. And I try so hard not to do that, and I have to edit a lot out, but let's just have a funny before because I got some serious stuff to talk to you about. The last 2 days I have not felt good at all. Had a very bad stomach and probably a bad flare, probably from going so much. That seems to be what happens. Weather, it's only 53 here today, which I love this kind of weather. When it's cold, but not really cold for a jacket. That's just my kind of weather. I really like the 60s more than anything else, but I just like cool weather because y'all know I'm a hot mama. So I have watched a good bit of TV and YouTube the last couple of days. I'll tell you how bad I felt. I canceled Tuesday night Bible study. Tuesday, I was really bad. The stomach was really bad. I was hurting all over. I was fatigued. The weather had shifted. We've been on the trip. I've been going like a house of fire. And with autoimmune problems, there kind of comes a place sometimes where you just fall. You just drop. You collapse. You hit the wall. You can't go any further. Tuesday was that day, and it made me so mad because I do not like to cancel Bible study for no reason, you know, unless it's a big justifiable reason. You can see this nail. I should be getting my nails done today, but I probably won't. So I was bad enough to cancel Bible study, and it hurt my heart, and I told them it hurt my heart, but they understand completely. They know that Sister Suzanne is not going to cancel Bible study unless it's bad. And I just told y'all I was nauseated. I woke up nauseated. And I said, I can't teach. I had the lesson ready, can't teach. So anyway, with that being said, I have watched a good bit of YouTube because I've been under my Christmas blanket for 2 days, okay? And I did get out and go to spend some time with Mother yesterday and paid her bills and spent some good time with her. And so I've been watching a lot of YouTube. First of all, today is the 4th of November, but the last 2 days has been the 2nd and the 3rd. I am utterly amazed at the YouTubers that have their house decorated for Christmas. Now, you know I'm an early bird. You know I put up took all my fall, looks like fall threw up on my kitchen table, put all my fall on the table. John brought the containers up last night. So you know that I liked it. But guys, these young homemakers, young mothers have got their houses decorated for Christmas on November the 2nd and 3rd. I'm like, what were you doing Halloween night? Halloween, you were decorating. You had to be. And so, let's just talk about real life. Real life at the lighthouse is that you sweat like a dog when you're putting up Christmas. Because you've got so many containers. Now, I watched a couple of them that are just adorable. I mean, they get so close in the camera and they're just adorable. Beautiful eyes, beautiful teeth, slender. I'm none of that. I'm none of that. And I'm just sitting there looking at them saying, you probably don't have a clue how pretty you are, because they probably don't even realize how pretty they are, because most of them struggle with, insecurity issues. And beautiful, flawless. But then some of them decorate a lot simpler than I do. They don't have the 23 years of Christmas that I have. And but they're dressed to the T, and their hair is perfect, and they're just decorating, and they have to be moving their tripod constantly because they are getting every angle of everything they do. Guys, let me just say, I guess I'm just not a good YouTuber, because y'all are not going to get that. I sweat. I have on some old t-shirt because I'm burning up. My hair is not fixed. My makeup is not on. I'm just not a young YouTuber. It's not a secret I'm not young. But I get my house beautiful, I think. And I've had people to tell me that I have the best, if not one of the best, Christmas home tours. And that makes me very proud. Not as in pride, just because we have bought this stuff, accumulated. I try to change a little bit up every year for you. It's hard, too, to do that. But I do have the new cabinet in the dining room this year, so that's going to be fun to decorate. And so I went in there last night and I told John, we had a bad day yesterday. I'm going to share that with you in a minute. And I said, you would not believe the beautiful young YouTubers that have their house fully decorated. And I'm sitting here in a pair of pajamas with my Christmas blanket wrapped around me, watching it, thinking, oh my, I'm already behind. But my fall will be going up. A lot of things have changed just overnight. John was supposed to be leaving about lunch today with Michael, his daddy, and Michael's brother, going to Panama City today through coming home Sunday. And Sunday is John's birthday, his 60th birthday, which he'd already told me he does not want a party and all this. So when Michael mentioned about him going down there, Michael's daddy's bought a new condo. You know, we've been at the little condo for years, little 1-bedroom with the Murphy bed and all that. Well, he sold that condo. It sold just like in a couple of days. And he bought a bigger 2-bedroom condo, down, just a little bit further down than where we were. And so they're going down this weekend to pull all the old carpet out and do stuff like that. I don't know what all it needs done, but they really needed John's manpower, but they wanted John to go, and it was going to be a fun trip, working trip, but John loves to work. But all that changed last night. John will not be going. So about 6 weeks ago, you know, John's restoring a K5 Chevy. We've mentioned that before. And John goes over to his brother's every day. Well, he has one brother that's already retired and one brother that will be retiring probably in the next year. And the one that's retired bought John's mother's house. He bought Peggy's house when she passed away a few years ago. And so, and then John has two guy first cousins that were raised like brothers with them. And then there's another guy. They all live on the same strip of road. John's whole family lives on one road except for us. We're not moving down there. John's sister lives all the way at the end of the road, and then his two brothers kind of live across from each other now. And so it's just like retired man heaven. And like I said, they've got another guy that lives down the road, and he is the one who's been helping John restore his K5. He's just like a brother to him. They've been friends for years and years and years. And he had a heart attack a few years ago, a bad heart attack, and he really never came back to full potential, so he's been on disability. So he's been kind of overseeing John's, just kind of guiding him and helping him on small things with his K5. Well, 6 weeks ago, he had been hurting in his hip real bad and just not feeling good, and he went to the doctor, and 6 weeks ago, the middle of September, we found out that he had a mass on his liver and had a spot on his hip. So we just started praying immediately because, you know, they was pretty sure he had liver cancer. Well, they went in and did a biopsy of the liver, and there was cancer in the liver, but it was not liver cancer. So he's been going back and forth. But the last few weeks, he's gotten really, really, really sick. Now, mind you, he's not had any treatment because they have not been able to designate where the cancer originated from, what kind of cancer it was. It was not liver cancer. We've been praying. I've had him on the prayer list and everything. And so yesterday evening, John called me. They were supposed to do another liver biopsy today. But he got rushed back to the hospital Sunday night, Halloween night, because he had fluid building up in his lungs. He was just very sick. So John called me yesterday evening. He said, babe, he said, Mickey's not doing good. And I said, really? Is he worse? And he said, yes. He said, they gave him the option of staying in the ICU to see if he could gain any strength at all for treatment, or they gave him the option to come home with hospice. And I was like, are you serious? And he said, yeah. Now this guy has been viable and part of everything. They watch foot. He has a big garage, and that's the reason John's Chevy has been down there. He has a lift in his garage where he used to work on things. And I mean, they watched Alabama football down there just a few weeks ago. John bought pizzas. And so, I mean, they're together every day. All the guys are. So I said, they're sending him home with hospice? And he said, yes. And I said, John, that's not good. He's not going to last long. He's had no treatment. He's not going to last long. And he said, no, he's not. And John was so upset, and John couldn't sleep actually the night before because he was just so worried about him. He told me he didn't go to sleep till after 2 o'clock. And so anyway, I had gotten my prayer book out, and I just went in my room night before last and just wrote out a long prayer for him and everything, just for God's will to be done, to heal him if possible. And, you know, we're just kind of like in shock. You know, here he was, a viable, living human being with the rest of the guys 6 to 7 weeks ago. He had been hurting some, but, you know, guys don't go to the doctor very well. So anyway, so I'm sitting in there last night, and I heard John's phone ring. I was in my little den, and I heard him. I could just tell from the tone of his voice that something didn't sound right. And I got up, and John rubs his forehead when he gets real worried and everything. I said, "Is it Mickey?" And he said, "Yeah." And he just held up his hand like that, and he hung up. And I said, "Who are you talking to?" And we call his brother Bam. He said, "Bam." And he hung up, and he looked at me, and he said, "He's gone." I said, "What?" He said, "He's gone, Suzanne." He said he died at the hospital. We just both started bawling, and John said, "I didn't even get to tell him goodbye. I didn't get to tell him goodbye and thank him for all the help he's been to me in restoring my blazer." He said, "He's gone, Suzanne." Guys, we don't never know. We never know when our number's going to be up. I feel like the hospital has let him down. My thoughts, he was at UAB, supposed to be the best hospital in Birmingham. But I'm just here to tell you, a month ago, after he found out, he was down there with John, and he told all the guys down there, he said, "They told me it's going to be a battle, and I'm going to have to fight hard, but I should be able to fight through it." That's what they told him 4 weeks ago, and he's gone. So what happened between telling him that and then him being gone 4 weeks later? I just feel like somebody dropped the ball somewhere. So John's not going because we have no idea when the funeral's going to be. I think she'll probably want all the guys to be pallbearers. It's just a heartbreaking. And I know from seeing on your post that several of you have had lost. Marsha Ramsey, one of my faithful subscribers on here, lost her brother-in-law. He was only 58. Mickey was only 62, our friend that passed away. And it's hard. And guys, that's the reason we got to be ready. We got to be ready. Well, I text Felicia, John's sister, and just told her, I said, I just can't believe that Mickey's gone. I just can't believe it. And I said, John's really upset. And she said, well, pray for me. She said, I've been sick all day, which she's been having trouble. She had found out she has a hernia on the side, on her side, which is a very unusual place. And when we went to eat the other day, our sister-in-laws has started going out. I felt it. And I said, Felicia, that's gotten bigger. Plus, she's been having gallbladder attacks. And so, anyway, she said, I'm sick. I've been sick all day. Pray for me. Well, I just dialed her number immediately because I wanted to know exactly what was going on with her. And she calls me Mary. My name is Mary Suzanne. Her and John both call me Mary. It's just a little pet name. She said, Mary, I'm so sick. She said, I've been dry heaving all day. And I said, well, she had seen the surgeon the day before yesterday now. And I said, well, what did he say? And she said, well, he set me up for surgery. And she said, but he doesn't think he can get me in November. But she said, he said, I have a dangerous amount of intestines that have come through the hernia. And I was like, wait. How does the surgeon tell you a dangerous amount and then say, I can't get you in before Christmas? No. I said, you need to go back to the emergency room tonight. And so when I talked to Ashley said, oh, Mom, that's dangerous. That is so dangerous because the intestines can tear. They can, cause her to get septic. And so I texted her later and I said, Ashley says you need to go on tonight. Well, she never did answer me. I figured she went on to bed. Well, we got a call this morning that she was in the hospital. And that she went in and she tested positive for COVID, which I do not believe. Y'all, they run these tests at such high speeds. She and Gerald had COVID in December last year. I do not believe she has COVID. I may be totally wrong, but because of that, now here she is with a hernia, intestines coming out. They're going to put her on the COVID ward. I just went in there. I turned my praise and worship music on. I called her husband, and they're telling him now that as soon as they can get her a bed in the COVID ward, that she's going there and he's got to leave. He said she went to the doctor 2 months ago, was tested for antibodies. He told the doctor she still has antibodies. He said, well, I can't help it. She may be asymptomatic, and you may be too. He said, but you will have to leave. And he said, man, she's got to have surgery, very dangerous surgery, because they told her that when she got there, that intestinal fluids was leaking out. I went in there and I got in my chair. I turned my praise and worship music on, and I got with God. I'm telling you, I said, God, we can't take any more bad news today. You've got to take care of my sister. You've got to take care of Felicia. You've got to be with her, Lord. You've got to give them wisdom. You got to give them guidance. You got to protect her. Well, good news on this is that she is now out of surgery. Okay. That was the scariest man I've ever seen in my life. A guy walking down the road, black pants, black sweatshirt type thing with a black hood, carrying like a, I don't know, it wasn't just a stick, it had a big handle at the top, and his face was so white, and he was staring straight ahead walking. I don't know what that was, but I sure am glad it's daylight and I'm going the opposite direction. But anyway, Felicia is out of surgery. Praise be to God. Now, whether she gets stuck on a COVID ward, surely she won't have to stay there many days. Y'all just be in prayer for her. I'm just like, okay. So I'm getting ready a while ago, and Dana, my brother, calls me. Y'all, I mean, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Dana bought him a new little Toyota white truck a few months ago. It's the first new truck he's had in years and years and years and years. He always buys a used truck. He called me and he said, what you doing? I told him about Mickey dying and about Felicia being in the hospital. He said, well, let me add a little bit to that, but I'm okay. And I was like, what? And he said, I totaled my truck a while ago. I was like, what? What? Him and his wife was going somewhere, and she was actually following behind him. They had somewhere to go, and he was going one way after they ran this errand. She was going a different way. So they were in two different vehicles. And he said he turned, and he said a guy came flying out of nowhere. I mean, Dinah turned in front of him, but Dinah said, I never saw him. And he said he hit him so hard, he just spun him around. And the guy went, I forgot how many feet he said he went, but he was flying. Total Dana's brand new truck. And I said, Bubba, are you sure that you're okay? And he said, yes, I am. I'm going to be sore. I'm going to be bruised. But God protected me and the other driver. And I was like, praise God. The devil wants us dead, guys. Keep praying that protection. I don't know. We prayed over Mickey. Sometimes we have an assignment that is God's to keep. And there are ways that God works. I'm heartbroken. I'm heartbroken for our friend. I'm heartbroken for his family. He's got young grandbabies. His wife is a very strong Christian, and she's going to trust in God. I'm telling you, she's going to trust in God. Oh, it's been a night and it's been a morning, and I just had to get on here and talk to y'all. Pray protection over your families every day. We never know. We never know when it's going to be our time. We never know. We do not know. Every time we get in a car and drive like this, you know, you don't think about it being dangerous, but it is. But God is still on the throne. I've got something, I'm itching to get in there and to teach. I was going to teach Monday and Tuesday. I was going to record, and I've just been too sick. I'm feeling a lot better. I started on some medicine, and I'm feeling a lot better through my stomach. And, but I'm itching to share some stuff with y'all. And got all the vacation videos. Thank y'all for watching them, for liking them, for commenting. And guys, if you're getting comments from me on old comments like a year ago, I don't know how it happened, but there's comments from a year and a half ago, and I'm going through them. Some of you will be getting them and saying, I don't even remember saying this. I don't know how those got lost, because they've actually, what they've done now, they've changed. I answer my comments on my phone most of the time, and now they've changed it that as soon as you answer it and you kind of scroll down and renew your page, the ones you've answered go away, and the ones you haven't answered stay. It didn't used to be that way. You used to have to scroll through it all, and so if you answered some so far down like I've done before, and then you get distracted and you don't go back to those old ones and pick back up, that's how these got lost. But they've changed it. They've changed our YouTube. My nose is itching, so just because I'm on screen. But we have what's called YouTube Studio, where we can answer, we can see how many views we've got and all that kind of stuff. And so they've completely changed that in the last few months, which is so much better. But that's how I'm seeing now that all those comments are still there, and I feel so bad. And I know there may get to be a point someday that I can't answer all of them. I can heart them, because trust me, I read every comment that I get, because that's a person saying to me, I really like this. This really ministered to me. This means a lot to me. And that means a lot to me. And for y'all to enjoy, you know, the grandkids carving the pumpkins and all that. We had so much fun. It's just my life. It's interesting to some, and to some it's not. I understand that if I was younger and cuter and wore fresh makeup and dressed up, hey, I'm proud of these young mother YouTubers. They work hard. Let me tell you something. If you are moving and you're getting every angle of everything that you've done, you're working your butt off. Then you got to edit all that. Editing takes a long time. Editing the Halloween vlog with all the pictures, and I had tons of footage that day, and editing all that down to a decent amount, it is work. It is a lot of work. Finding songs that fits, you know, what you're doing, putting in music, it's a lot of work, but I love it. There's times that I don't enjoy it as much, but most of the time, no, what are you doing? Oh, it's just advertising the restaurant back there. Most of the time, I'm loving it. And, you know, sometimes I don't get that many views on things, but that's okay. I got 11,000 subscribers. Where are y'all? That's what I put the other day. Where are my 11,265 subscribers? Where are y'all? Why are y'all subscribed to me when you don't watch me? I've heard other smaller channels say that before. So anyway, I'm proud for every subscriber, every friend that I've made on here, and I've made a lot of good ones. And I have talked for 30 minutes already. I'm fixing to be at my first destination. So got to go pick up my rigs man at 12:30, and then go back and get the other boy. Fall will be packed up tonight, and I wasn't going to bring Christmas out until John got back, but I may get him to start bringing the containers up, and I may film some hot and sweaty. I'll try to put on a better shirt if I do. I don't know. I love Christmas. I'm looking forward to it. We're living in some hard times, but God is still on the throne. One of my former pastors wrote a thing about God still being on the throne, and I asked him, could I share that with y'all? And he said yes, so I'm going to do that. But anyway, I love you guys, and I'm so thankful that you're with me. I'm looking forward to sharing Vlogmas with you. I don't know if it'll be real exciting stuff every day, but we'll find something, okay? I love bringing you into my lives and bringing my life into yours, and I love sharing the Lord with you more than anything else. I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. I've been to Walmart. I've been to the eye place. They're going to replace these lenses for me. Tell me they just pop the new lens in when they get them in. They said they have a lot of people that return them because they don't like the blue. But I wanted to come on here and let you know that Felicia's surgery went good and that they're letting her husband stay with her because they say you test positive when you still have antibodies. So praise God for that, because she's a sick girl. She needs gallbladder surgery too. And so I don't know how that's going to flare this up, but praise God, he heard and answered our prayers, and going to let Gerald stay there with my sister-in-law. She's like a sister to me. And so thank God for answered prayers. Love y'all. Bye.